I want to start this video like this. One of the top senators in America went into Congress with massive amounts of documents. And he kind of spat the dummy at Congress and he said, why are we promoting meat? This guy had diabetes, type 2 diabetes, blocked arteries, had stents fitted in his heart. He had many problems, okay? Many problems with clogged arteries, right? A lot of inflammation, right? And type 2 diabetics. Now, as a person who's a senator, he couldn't find any relief from all this. He couldn't find any way. He was trying his best to find some kind of relief, but couldn't find any. So he went into some personal studies through natural nutritionist, right? And he bumped into some really good doctors here, okay? And also research done with private companies. Research that showed certain things. And what it showed was absolutely horrifying. Think about Elvis Presley. When they cut him open, when he died, he had 8 pounds of undigested meat. It causes some of the most hectic inflammation, right, and swelling in our stomach lines. Believe it or not. I was a massive meat eater, okay? Ate meat every day of my life, massive meat eater. I put myself through the genuine experience with some knowledge on a test for 30 days with the right products and stopped eating red meat. I'll never go back to red meat again, myself. I suffered some of these problems myself with my arteries clogging up and all sorts of problems. When I stopped taking red meat, it all went away. This is what he did. He changed his diet, stopped red meat, and then he found relief from everything. Never took diabetes type 2 drugs again. My mum learnt this from me, and also just before she died, about 18 months before she died, she passed away from cancer. Her diabetes also went away from the same reason. She changed her diet and it cured type 2 diabetes, and she had insulin every day. So I know for a fact it works. I've seen it in many people that's also educated here that listen to me and practice what I preach. Many's cured this because they listen to me. When you understand some of the top nutritionists in the whole world, and everyone says the same thing, that oxygen, I've just made two important video about oxygen just before, okay? Listen to my videos today. I'm giving you the information you require the most to resurrect back in your primal state with your natural organic motor skills, to be in your primal state, not to be in the condition you're in today, in the post-human stage where we all suffer the conditioning, the human conditioning we've been conditioned into and programmed into. There are 4 old Bibles, right, including the Ethiopian Bible, where it gives a complete rundown of what you should eat, melons and seeds. We discovered all these melons and seeds and everything written in the Bible is the most important molecules. You know, Jesus says we're salt. We need salt the most, and we're water. We are like liquid. We come from the ocean. So our body cells is 93% water in our DNA, and we're 75% water. And salt, you know, when you sweat and you lick your body, it's salt, right? So you're always using salt. Salt has 82 of the 92 most important molecules that you need the most. Minerals. 82 of the most important 92 that you need is in salic salt. So I always tell people to take a seed size of salic salt every day. I've given a lot of indication about what to eat and what not to eat. I've gone through these processes myself and tested each one of them. And trust me, they work in ways you don't understand. A cup of celery juice every morning. Juice up some celery juice. Does wonders for your DNA. Okay? Certain products will change your biological system so much you have no idea. Papaya fruit every morning with a banana in a smoothie with the papaya seeds. Those seeds do things to your biological system you wouldn't believe. Okay? The kernel inside an apricot seed, it's proven some civilization, right, can fight cancer with that. Same with blushwood berry in North Queensland. Also the same sort of seed inside the berry. Now these seeds and these fruits and these molecules are told in biblical history, but not in your current Bible's prints in the last 640 years. Why didn't they put that in there? Why did they remove that? It's written in the oldest Bibles in the world, including the Ethiopian Bible, what not to eat. It tells you not to eat red meat. A lot of people who's very instinctive with their natural molecules tells you this. They've got studies on meat eaters and, vegetarian eaters, right? There are different types in the world today because everyone's mixed up about this. But a genuine meat eater and a genuine vegetable green eater, and these fruits and vegetables, they know they live to be twice as old. There are studies saying they both are the oldest without being mixed up with anything. They're both the oldest generation. That's not true. That's not true, because those that eat meat and only meat and nothing else and the right stuff only live to be 100, 120. Those that eat the opposite to what I'm saying and what I'm educating here lives up to be 160 to 180 in some villages. They don't want you to know because it's going to hurt the marketing strategy if they knew that. Meat causes one of the worst problems with so many defective genes you have no idea. And 99% of people, I've been a meat eater my whole life and I'm going to keep eating meat because they're that egotistical, because meat also makes you very selfish and egotistical, proven on documents, like alcohol does. Alcohol, meat, opiates, the biggest killer in our illicit drugs all over the world. It kills 2/3 of all its illicit drugs. 2/3 of every drug death is created by opiates. They approve that and give away like lollies. They sell alcohol, which causes the second highest death tolls, right, from defective genes. Also in the jail system, right, more than 50% of people come to jail for the violent offences is caused by alcohol or is alcohol related. They approve that. Cigarettes is the biggest killer in the world. They approve that. They approve all the things that are the biggest killers. Weed stops epileptic fits, but they won't approve it. The only drug in the world that does. Organic drugs fix a lot of things, but they will not approve it because it doesn't suit the marketing strategy. They'd rather manage the system with synthetic products to keep you with defective genes. And we know that for a fact. We know that's a fact of life, right? They will not approve the very things they haven't done studies on. They say, oh no, we haven't done a study on that, so we can't prove it. And they won't spend $20,000 on something that's natural because they can't put a patent on it. They can't make money on it. They cannot patent it. So we know what's going on in the world, right? By reports all over the world, right? The whole system's on a marketing strategy. And I go into a lot of details about this, right? Cops and politicians, right? Cops are the most evil people in the world that lies the most in court cases, the most egotistical, because atheism is egotism, which is mentalism, and they're all mental, right? With their socialism and their communism and their fascism. That's what atheist does. That's what egotistical people do that are atheists, and that's most of the whole Western civilization, the whole world that wants to make a name for themselves, using those tools. They can't even eat the right products because they lost 90% nutrition value in all their food across the world, 40% in their nature. Where the oldest and wisest civilization has 10 times more nutritional value than anything created in your system in the Western civilization, which has lost between 40 and 90% nutrition value with all the stuff you scoff down your throat. And you think you're human when you don't know how to love yourself and take the right molecules. Is that what you believe in this conditioning you come into, where you collapse all your body cells and you die from stress-related disease before you're 80 when you're supposed to live to be 150? And they don't even tell you that? I find that astonishing that you all die from stress-related disease and you all take drugs to numb yourself and can't cope in life. Because the Western civilization, ADHD medication has gone up 36 times in 1904. And methamphetamine in the underground was gone up 5,000 times in production and use all over the world. Electronic magnetic device in the experiment. Messenger comes from iodine, crystal, methamphetamine. Also in a drug delivery system, vitamin C, DB12, zinc, iron, magnesium. And if you consume in your processed food, right, because preservatives is all graphene oxide, the same molecule. So what does that mean? You can't conduct. So you need that to conduct with. So you're going to use 1 to 5% of your power because you create that from your creation and your adrenochrome from 0 to 7, that dies between 7 and 15. That's why satanic people only want adrenochrome from children, preferably under 6. And we show you how to recreate that with oxygen. Oxygen is a key factor in every single thing. Oxygen, what's the biggest enemy of cancer? Oxygen. What's the biggest enemies of bad arteries? Oxygen. Inflammation, bad arteries. Oxygen. What's the biggest, worst enemy in heart attacks, blood clots, myocarditis? Oxygen. What's the worst thing that's missing in your brain right now when you're thinking the wrong mindset? Oxygen. So stress-related disease causes everything in the world, and it's a lack of oxygen. That's a key factor, and not having a relationship with water because you're 75% water, and your body cells and your DNA is 93% water, and the blood of the lamb has salt in it and a conduction agency, and you don't even know how to use it. You have no relationship with yourself. You don't even know yourself. Wake up to that one.